Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
From ridiculing Fat Boy to driving him to the negotiation table, Donald Trump has confounded the experts. How are you going to deal with Kim Jong-Un? He's, they tried to make Donald Trump look like he was the unhinged one, right? And now you've got Kim Jong-Un begging for mama's milk over in China, ready to negotiate with South Korea, looking like in good faith he wants to enter the real world and the diplomatic process with China's, prime minister, president, whatever you want to call him, Xi, saying to him, look, you need to come here, get dispatched. Let's get you into the real world. Don't you want to see your economy improve? Don't you want to see things become better under your rule than under your dad's, et cetera, et cetera? Stop your starving people. Get us to lift the sanctions. And why do you think all of this is happening? Welcome, everybody, to the Kevin Jackson Show. No, it's not because of me. No, I know what you're thinking. No, it's not because of me. It's because of the diplomacy of Donald Trump, which is a tough diplomacy that says, China, we're going to put a $50 billion price tag on what you're doing currently until we, number one, get the trade imbalance done, and number two, you stop with your shenanigans. And China says, we'll respond by charging you $3 billion to bring your stuff into China. And Trump's like, I like that trade. No problem. Okay, great. Let's go for that one. $50 billion to your $3. United States nets $47 billion. I'll take it. Then he says, President Trump says, I'm going to cut the trade deficit by $100 billion next year. We're going to knock this thing down. Now, let me tell you what I really love about Trump. He's proposing that the trade deficit is almost $800 billion. What I've seen was 567. That's what I've seen. I don't know whether it's gone up. I don't know whether he's looking at, because every time you get the numbers, they're a year or two old. So he may be saying that's what they told you 2 years ago. This is the actual number. I've looked at the numbers. It's 800 billion. But if he reduces it from 800 billion, cuts off $100 billion, even when it catches up, it technically would, let's say it ends up being 750 billion. And he says, I'm knocking off, when I say it, $100 billion. So he knocks off $100 billion. And even though in his numbers it only goes down to $700 billion, it's still going to be a win psychologically. So in other words, he's playing the game of the left, who will beef up the number, knock it down, and even if it ends up being, quote, the same, hey, I took $100 billion off, and by the time you realize it, it's moved on. Now, in his case, he will take $100 billion off. I don't know what the number is, because it's tough to know with government. They're liars. They're disingenuous people. They will tell us one thing knowing that the truth is nowhere close to that. These fake unemployment, numbers that they would give during the time of Obama. Oh, unemployment has dropped this much because people quit looking for work and all this other nonsense. Why are you playing games with us? Why don't you just tell the truth? Hey, guys, look, unemployment really hasn't dropped. We haven't been able to boost the economy by job creation. And I'll be blunt, it's because my tax policy is bad. That's what Barack Obama should have told you, but he couldn't tell you the truth. He hid it. And he hid it in the most devious of ways. People losing their jobs. And this guy, 100,000 people more quit looking. And so the number's going down. I wish Trump would say, you know what we're going to do? My unemployment number is so low. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop with this people who quit looking nonsense. And we're going to give you the actual unemployment. And we're going to challenge all the administrations going forward to do the same thing. Anything less than that is a lie to you. People who quit looking. If you quit looking for a job, you're officially unemployed. You're part of that number. If they can't spur the economy, don't let them fool you. That's what I want to hear come out of Trump's mouth. Anyway, back to Kim Jong-Un. He goes to China. North Korea's leader and Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping sought to portray strong ties, they said, between the longtime allies despite a recent chill. It was a secret trip that he took to Beijing. Let me ask you this. Why didn't Kim Jong-un take this secret trip to Beijing under Barack Obama? The only time this dude has left the country since he took power in 2011. Anybody? The visit highlights, they said, Beijing and Pyongyang's efforts to better position themselves by showing they support each other ahead of Kim's planned meetings with, get this, South Korean President Moon Jae-in and President Donald Trump in the coming weeks. When has this clown, known as Kim Jong-Un, taken his butt outside of his country to go meet with the Chinese leader, the South Korean leader, and the American leader? Never happened. And let me tell you why it's happening right now. Because Donald Trump's buttocks sits in the White House. That is the only reason. And the only reason he would show this willingness to get his fat butt on a plane and go meet with China is because he got chastised. And they told him, you better pay attention to both of these countries because we need them. Here it comes. Kevin Jackson's broken record. Celebrate good times. Come on. Happy New Year, y'all. It's going to happen because of our economy. The United States now has regained to become the number one spot is the largest economy in the world. Period. We overtook China. Guess under whose watch? That would be under Donald Trump's. So we're now number one in economic size, not in per capita and all that. We are solidly number one in per capita. Pro rata or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. In terms of the number of people and how big our economy is. We are the biggest and the baddest. Now throw in South Korea. Then throw in Japan. Both of certain Japan and China, enemies. So we've wrapped up so much of the economy. China's saying to Kim Jong-un, look, dude, you got to go here. First time this guy's done this. So it's all pomp and circumstance. Hey, he's come over. We're good buddies. They show, the photo op, shaking hands and everybody's smiling, the wives and the whole deal. Fact of the matter is this meeting doesn't occur without Donald Trump pressuring China, without Donald Trump working with South Korea to say, not only are you not going to have a market to the United States, you're not going to have a market to South Korea, you're not going to have a market to Japan. And by the time we're finished with you, China, you better just be selling to yourselves. And oh, by the way, good luck keeping up with your middle class who don't want your products. They want other people's products. Chinese know where the labels are. They know the real from the junk. That's why you have this going on. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177 or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville. Can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanYourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.